Just a day ahead of early voting, which begins Friday, the conservative bloc reached a last-minute agreement on a campaign merger between Yoon Suk-yeol of the main opposition People Power Party and An Cheol-soo of the People's Party. All eyes are now on how this could impact a race that's tighter than ever. Our political correspondent Lee Kyung-eun with the latest.
There was very little to hint that Yoon Suk-yeol of the People Power Party and An Cheol-soo of the People's Party would announce their campaign merger on Thursday morning. Because it was only last night that they had their last debate before the election, where they clashed over a range of issues. But the two candidates reportedly met after the debate at around midnight and tentatively agreed to potentially form a united government through the merger. Then, at 8 a.m., the candidates held a joint press briefing where An declared he and Yoon were now, quote, one team.
For the future of South Korea and United People's Government, we both make a promise. I support candidate Yoon Suk-yeol.
I support the will of candidate An Cheol-soo to create a united people's government and make it a success together.
The two sides have decided to co-run the government if Yoon gets elected in all areas in what he calls the United People's Government. He also said that the two parties will merge right after the election. The announcement came as a surprise, with the merger thought to be technically over. It was An who initially proposed it, but he later retracted the idea, as neither side could agree on An's proposed holding of a public opinion poll to decide who would ultimately be on the ballot. And just last weekend, the two sides initiated talks, which ultimately broke down. Then tensions rose, with both blaming the other for the collapse. To this rather abrupt shift in stance, An said the merger is something that people have been calling for, and that he decided solely to respond to that demand for a change of government. Now all eyes are on how this might affect the already tight race between Yoon Suk-yeol and the Liberal Democratic Party's Lee Jae-myung. The DP also convened an emergency meeting at 8 a.m. and defined the merger as collusion driven by the party's self-interest. Yoon-Ahn, Arirang News.